host of the Gridiron.
The reports here, right? You keep hearing. You see reports that Mara wants to bring everybody back, Schoen and Daboll, right? Bring them both back. But then, of course, you start seeing reports out there that Schoen is safe, but Daboll, obviously, of course, we're going to find out. Obviously, right now it's very early Sunday morning, but we'll find out Monday, right? We'll find out in about 24, 36 hours from now. Is Daboll, is he safe? Is he going to give him another season? Give him a chance to get his quarterback. The problem is that, if we don't draft one, we'll have to get a bridge quarterback coming in here. But Daboll started at 9-7, then we went to 6-11. Now at the best we might go to 4-3. So we're going down. So they see these reports. See, Giants reportedly decided on Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen's future amid a disastrous 2024 season. Owner John Mara has reportedly already decided whether head coach Daboll and manager Joe Schoen, who has already been heavily critiqued for their role in Giants' disastrous season, will return next season. According to The Athletic's Diana Rossini, the team won't look for a new general manager in the offseason. Schoen is set to continue leading the franchise day-to-day operations for at least another season. However, interesting, this is per report, right? Daboll wasn't as lucky. Rossini reported that the Giants will fire their head coach. According to the insider, Mara no longer has faith in Daboll and will inform him that he's being let go. Interesting. Now it says there's rumors once again. That's all it says, right? The chatter continues to be that Schoen will remain the GM and head coach Brian Daboll will be let go. Owner John Mara is expected to make the final call very soon. Daboll, the 5-time Super Bowl champion as an assistant coach with the New England Patriots, was hired as the Giants head coach after a stellar 3-year run with the Buffalo Bills as their offensive coordinator. He was brought in to flip the franchise's fortunes after a horrendous 4-13 season in 2021. And once again, we could be back to a 4-13 season, right? Daboll made an instant impact in New York, leading the Giants to a 9-7-1 record in his first year as a franchise head coach and guiding them to their first playoff win in 11 years in the wild card round. Of course, then the Eagles eliminated them right after they beat the Vikings. But the future seemed bright. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Absolutely. Daboll was named the Associated Press Coach of the Year and was touted to lead the franchise back to glory. However, he and the Giants suffered a sophomore slump in 2023. They finished 6-11 and missed the playoffs. But the franchise wrote it off a blip and trusted Daboll to turn it around in 2024. However, this year has been even worse. As 16 games into the season, the Giants are 3-13. Oh, yeah. And I got another one here. All right. Okay. Giants expected to make the final call on Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll very soon. After competing for the NFL's worst record, one would think the Giants have to make some changes to their front office this offseason. Yet there's been no indication that general manager Joe Schoen or head coach Brian Daboll is sure to be on the chopping block. As I said, I've seen different things. I've seen, where, what kills me, what makes Schoen so great. What makes Schoen so great? What kills me? What makes Schoen so? I know. He's supplying. It's kind of. It's like Schoen, brings the guys in, and then Daboll's supposed to do his stuff, but Daboll can only do his stuff with the stuff that's being brought in. Of course, I said injuries. There's pros for both of them, but there's also cons for as well. And one of the things that just really made it the worst, one really bad for Schoen, right, was he offered Saquon a contract. and it was probably pretty close to what the Eagle. I mean, this is whatever, a couple years, and then Saquon turned it down. And then later on in the season, I think they offered him even less money. And of course, he turned that down. Right. And then they franchise tagged him. And then, then the Eagles wound up signing him and all. But I mean, the one thing that made him really look bad was on Hard Knocks. He's like, it's not to have a $40 million, I think he said, quarterback handing the ball off to a $15 million running back. I mean, so that. And then, of course, you got Mr. Maris. I'm going to have heart palpitations or I'm going to have trouble sleeping or something like that, whatever he said, if Saquon goes to the Eagles. There you go, right? I mean, Saquon was, obviously, heart and soul of the team, right? And they said the thing that gets me, right, is that it's not like the Giants didn't have salary for him. It's not like Saquon was one of those wide receivers that wants 30, 35 million a year or whatever. It's not like Saquon was a quarterback, right? That, obviously the money is just, like Dak wanted his whole lot for 60 million. Some other guys making 55, that's a lot of money. We're talking a running back. Running backs don't make a lot of money. I get it. But, we're talking about one of the least paid players on an entire football team. Right. And we see how spectacular he can be. Right. And he was very good with the Giants as well. It's just we don't have it. We don't have the people that the Eagles have. Right. The supporting cast that the Eagles have. Right. We don't have that. But I mean, he's been with the Giants. Obviously, we drafted him his whole career. He's a model player. His face puts people in the stands, seats in the stands, and all, and all that and everything. It's just. We're talking about, the running back position once again. I mean, we have guards that are making more than running backs. We have tackles making, we got wide receivers making like more than twice as much money as some of these running backs, top running, the edge rushers and cornerbacks and all that. Heck, Xavier McKinney is making more money than Saquon Barkley. Right? Go figure. Right? So, it's one of the lower paid players on a football team, and you couldn't come up with 14, 15, Yeah. But, if you want to call it to Shane's credit, he has his, each position, their value, and he has a certain amount of money he's dedicated to each position and all of that, and he held to his guns. Now, of course, he looked like an idiot, right, on the Xavier McKinney and with Saquon Barkley, but, you got to give him some credit. He brought in Burnsy, right? Burnsy, of course, every week he has a new injury popping up, but, Burns was a good addition to the team. Unfortunately, one of the things was we lost Waller, right? I mean, Shane brought Waller in, right? Now, we were supposed to have Waller this season too, but Waller retired. Now, you can also say that was a bad move on Shane's part, because now he brought somebody in who has nothing but hamstring injuries. And of course, he got injured last year. And of course, he missed a bunch, five games, I think it was, last year with his hamstring. Right. Then he retires. And of course, that what makes it even worse is that, of course, is a 3rd round pick. Right. And we drafted Drew Phillips with a 3rd round pick. Could you imagine if we drafted another stud in the 3rd round like Phillips? Whew, man. Yeah, it's going to be another rough. Oh yeah. Because the thing is, it's like you get a stopback quarterback. I mean, he's not going to be. You can get a little excited, but it's like if the guy's only going to be here for a year or two, it's like you bring the guy in, he's holding the torch, and he's holding the torch for somebody else. I mean, he's not going to be the franchise quarterback probably for the long term. And then there's so many questions. It's like, well, who are you going to bring in, right? If the Vikings got J.J. McCarthy, right? If he's the heir apparent, that might leave Sam Darnold. Well, Sam Darnold's stock just skyrocketed, right? So you're going to have to pay him maybe what you were paying Daniel Jones, right? So if you let Daniel Jones, the $40 million quarterback, go, and you bring in Sam Darnold and pay him $40 million a year, well, I'll tell you what, yeah, if you don't get, what Sam Darnold's been doing this year with the Vikings or something pretty close to it, man, you're going to look really bad, really, really bad. You just paid Sam Darnold $40 million, and he's thrown 15 touchdown passes for you and 15 interceptions. You paid $40 million for that? What are you stupid? So, oh, yeah, it's going to be another long, long, rough season. Let's see. Now, these are all just reports that we've heard from the fan base, especially those with the gumption to make statements at MetLife Stadium. With the planes flying over, many fans want to see the Giants make sweeping changes, and they may listen. However, there's still a lot of uncertainty surrounding the future of Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. But now we're getting a bit more clarity on the Giants' situation. According to the Athletics, once again, this is a different article, but it's coming from the same source here, from Diana Rossini. Giants are very close to revealing whether Schoen and Daboll will return in the 2025 season. As for the Giants and Patriots, it's all been very weird, to say the least. Inside those buildings, it seems like most people believe they'll get more time, specifically the head coaches. But from the outside looking in, there's a sense from those around the league that moves are coming from both franchises. The chatter continues to be that Joe Schoen will remain the Giants GM, while Daboll will be let go. Owner John Mara expected to make the final call very soon. It likely won't matter what happens during the Giants' regular season finale against the Eagles. Their season was over long ago. However, seeing Coach Daboll light a fire in the locker room, leading to a season-high 45 points in last week's win over the Colts, likely doesn't hurt his chances of keeping his job for another season. We'll find out soon enough whether it mattered or if it was too little, too late. As for Schoen, if the Giants move on from the GM, look no further than his decision to undervalue MVP finalist Saquon Barkley, who enjoyed a career year playing for New York's NFC East rivals. Absolutely. I mean, that was a major, that was a major, that was a big time boo boo right there. But so we're going to find out. I mean, we got thankfully we have just one game left. In this painful season. The thing is quite possibly next season could be another painful season as well too. I mean, you got to play the games, all this stuff and everything. But I mean, I can't see. Next once again, you got to play the games. Right? You got to draft. You got to bring the free agents in and all that stuff and everything. But it's really hard to get excited about next season either. I mean, especially if you have no idea who your quarterback's going to be. We don't even have any quarterbacks signed, right? You don't know who our GM, maybe head coach might be. You don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Right? So it's going to be. And as I said, I mean, with our draft pick, if we wind up winning or something or sliding further down, you can probably kiss getting Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders and probably kiss that goodbye, but that's another conversation for another day. But the big game tomorrow, final game of the season, thank God, Giants and the Eagles in Philadelphia. Can the Giants starters beat the Eagles backups? We'll have to see. All right, Benny G, man, good talking to you, brother. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I greatly appreciate it. So whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.